Hello everybody, it's Landon D here, and I'm making this video because I'm tired of having to say this a kabillion, a gorillion, trillion times. Every single time someone comes into my chat and asks me if they have any tips. I have reviewed at least 50 replays, ranging from Garyu, Brawler, whatever, all the way up to Tekken God Supreme. Even some God of Destructions. And everybody has the same issue. Same issue. And I use it to beat them too, okay? So the main issue is no one is doing any lows. I'm being so serious. I'm so tired of having to say it over and over again. I'm being so dead ass. I would not be this dead ass if this isn't what the main issue of the game is, okay? So no one is doing lows. None of them. No one. So let me explain why this is the problem. So in Tekken, you know, you're playing as a experienced martial artist, however it be, whether it's Bruce Lee or Japanese Hitler or something like that. But everybody is already stand guarding, right? High, mid, and a low, okay? Now let me show you this. To win a game of Tekken, you need to have more health than the other person before the timer hits 0, right? Okay, that's good. That doesn't necessarily mean to attack them, but if you start hitting the other person, their life is going to be in danger. This might sound obvious, but people die when they are killed, okay? And to deal damage to somebody who is stand guarding, automatically you do lows, right? It deals damage on his health bar. Look, and it's a situation, right? He has to specifically go out of his way to deal with a low. He has to duck after he gets hit by a low if he wants to guess when the low is gonna come out, right? So, well, what is the purpose of doing lows, okay? Now, it's not just you're gonna do lows and you're gonna win, because Tommy Tuesday on the right with Lars is gonna eventually do a random orbital and then put you in a cutscene, okay? So here's the purpose of doing it, right? So when you do lows, right, and they have to go out of the way to block them, then you have mids, right? So let's see what happens, right? So let's take it off a stand. So then we have mids, right? You're not gonna land any of your mids unless you get them to duck. I know this might sound crazy, but to get them, your mids to hit, you need to do lows. I don't know, I could show you an example of me fighting people at the highest rank, and I'm honestly confused, like he's not even trying to kill me like it's a fight, and I just run up and do a bunch of lows and he dies. I'm being so serious. So now let me explain like the point of doing like low mids, right? So in Tekken, the low mid mix-up, I know there's a lot of them in this game, doesn't do as much damage as the counter hit or the launcher, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to scare them enough, get them to tweak so we can land a launcher, something like that. Maybe a good counter hit, maybe they run into something, right? So our characters will have moves like this, right? It's like, oh, that's a good mid, right? Well, if you notice, this proves my theory, right? That you're supposed to land the counter hit. This doesn't launch him with the crouches, right? So that's not the type of mid I should scare him with, right? This will launch him on counter hit though, whether he's crouching or not. Right, that launches on normal hit when he's standing, right? So if I caught him with a dash in, he would get launched by that, right? So the idea is that because they can't guess low or mid over and over, right? You're doing the low, right? He doesn't know when a low's coming, a mid, then the person likes to mash. And then they mash because you're killing them. They don't want to die. People die when they are killed. I'm saying that sounds so stupid, but so many people don't understand that in a fight, you need to kill the other person. And he's stand guarding, so you should go low, right? And the things people do afterwards are the things we try to kill. I've had people do, look, let me show you this right now. I'm gonna record it. I'm doing this in one take. Where's the punish thing? Here it is. Look, that's how dead ass I'm being. Look, punishment setting. Look, crouching punishment. I've had this happen to me over and over. Look, Let me mash it better. Look. Okay, this has happened to me so many times. When you hit a low on someone, they're gonna mash. Yes, they're trying to survive because you're killing them. Your job is to figure out how to counter the move that they did after you started killing them. So this is a while standing forward. Usually I would try to take my offense afterwards. This has happened to me a bunch of times. Okay, great. He's defending himself. To beat this, I could probably step the while standing forward. Backdash, get it to whiff punish. Whiff punishes and counter hits are how we end the neutral and get most of our damage. This combo right here does a lot more damage than me just doing this. Which is why we want to scare them into doing things to defend themselves and then beating it. The end all be all purpose of this, right, is to get people to the wall. There are no wall-less stages in Tekken, albeit they're humongous, right? But the reason why you want to get someone to the wall is because all of your normal mids could have a higher reward. Like, they could do triple damage. Look. So something that would normally do like 434 damage, right? A whiff punish, right? Let's say I did a low, I got him scared, and I whiff punished him, right? This goes from doing like 40 damage to like literally double, right? Things that will be simple hit confirms and neutral 4-4-2-3, right? So just experiment with your, you're literally stronger. Also, you can make things whiff when you have them at the wall, and while you're right here, they can't move back and space your buttons. Now, if you're coming from a different series, I didn't explain this, right? So if you're coming from Street Fighter, I explained this out of order. But if you're coming from a 2D fighter, usually when you get in, like, you just throw them, right? You're close enough to throw them, right? So they think you're gonna throw, and then you back up and you hit the little shimmy, right? So in this game, that's not what you do. When you get in, it's like, up, I'm in. And at any time, I can press a move that does this, right? So you block. You don't want to get hit by the launcher that does 90 damage, so you block. You understand that? The other person's gonna block, right? So now he has to guess whether I'm gonna go low or mid. Now, if he doesn't block, he's just mashing, he risks getting whiff punish, right? Because he could, if he's like, okay, well, I think he's gonna come in, I'm just gonna throw out electric, and I could whiff punish the electric, right? And then I'm in. And then once I'm in, he has to guess whether I'm gonna do a low or mid. And sometimes I hold on to that low or mid to show them how much space they're willing to give me, right? And then when they mash, while you get in is what you're looking for. Everybody has some type of habitual timing. I can go over how to get better at that in a different video, but this video isn't really about that. The video is about you guys need to do lows. Not every character is gonna have the same type of lows, but I said characters are balanced around their lows, right? So they put a lot of win cons in people's lows. So for example, for Law, I have this mid, right? A lot of Demon Paws are lows too. They have literal mids that give you superpowers that literally turn your character Super Saiyan. So of course you would want to get them to eventually duck. And the faster you get them to duck, the more info you learn about them. The faster you can learn about someone, the better you can make reads on them. And then a lot of people are afraid of their opponents when they meet them in ranked match. Yeah, of course, you don't know who that person is, but knowledge dispels fear. And to learn about the other person, you have to do lows. It's okay to die. You're not actually Bruce Lee fighting Japanese Hitler in New York. If I punch him in the face, he's not actually gonna take damage in real life, right? Just because you lose a little bit of points in the online game mode and your friends are gonna think you're worse at this niche Japanese video game, who cares? Okay, you're in a spot where you can simulate hitting another person and fighting them and making reads based on their emotion. It's fine to die, okay? You can die, just go die, because you'll learn. It's better to learn for your mistake than to just waddle in fear, and it takes way longer. Do lows. Look, Law has a bunch of lows. Let's start with Law. There's a little bit of nuance to it, right? Everybody's lows, like, defines their character. Look. So Law's got this low, right? Down bat 3 +3. Law is about setting up whiff punishes, right? Oh, how do you know he's setting up? There's a literal title in the game with this move. His best whiff punish. Everybody talked about his best whiff punish, okay? Like, because when Law gets in, his options are very scary, right? His jab isn't that long. But it's not, we're not talking about that. We're looking at his lows. That's one low right there. He has a low that pushes you out to neutral, like that. He's got a low that puts him in the full crouch, right? It's even got a slide with his best low. He's got a low that puts him where his low is, right? He's got another low that puts him in full crouch. And then you have to decide if you want to mash and give him a whiff punish or let him do more lows. So it's scary, right? That's how he works, right? Let's try and look. DSS, I can slide from that too, right? So that's just what slide characters do. They use the pressure from this low to get them to block. People ask me, how do you beat slide? You block it. But I will literally win matches where people will not block slide. I'm serious. Or like, I'll just low them, and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna duck a mid, and I do a mid, and they're like, fuck it, I don't feel like mashing, and then like I launch them. Like, it's that simple, right? So I also gotta say there's a lot of strings in the game. A lot of strings, right? A lot of strings that do a lot of things at the end on counter hit, right? So this, if you counter hit it from the first hit, it does everything, right? But if you counter hit it from the second hit too, it's natural. But see, to get him to play into the string, right? There's no reason for him to mash into this string at all. No reason for him to mash into the string, right? What does he got to be afraid of? Nothing. I'm not threatening his life. But let's say I start doing the first part of the string, and I start going low after the string, right? Like, I'm just like, okay, well, you're gonna block. I'm gonna go low now, right? Now you're gonna want to start hitting me because you don't want to guess. Because it's like, oh, I'm not actually going low. I'm going mid. I'm gonna just keep making you guess in spots like that because it's really hard to guess. So like 50-50s are eventually you could guess, right? Eventually, like, it should be 50-50. But the fact that you can change the timing of when you go low or mid makes it like in favor of the attacker. So that's what makes the other person want to hit you back, because at any moment I can just make them guess. You don't want to give someone that much space to make you guess. You don't want to let someone hit you all the time in a fight. So what makes all these strings in the game possibly like scary, I know he's got some, not every character is built the same, but because you can kill them after, right? This has a counter hit on the second hit of it that wall splats. But if I just do 2 jab and I show him I'm gonna kill him after it, maybe he'll see it as an opening where I crouch to hit me with a mid, but then I don't mid there, and I wall splat him. It's that simple. That's how you get people, you kill people. Like, he's stopping me from trying to kill him, if that makes sense. Let me show you another character. Literally, I'll just show you another character. All right, so like I said, not everybody's lows are built the same, but they define the character, right? So Brian has this down forward low, right? Ooh, let me set the punishment setting too. Look, look, look. I'm gonna set it to jab. Look, it's gonna be cool. Look, it's gonna be cool. Watch, watch. All right, so look, Brian, right? He's got a low. It pokes you, right? He's a defensive character with a lot of keep out moves that push you back, right? And they're crazy, like, keep out moves, right? And they're like insane, right? He's a character with a lot of good keep out, right? And he wants you to attack into him. So if he's got a low that pokes you and then you have to run up and hit Brian after it, it's really good for Brian. He also has a low that stops you from jabbing him, right? I'm not telling you how to play the game, but he's got another low that beats jabs, right? So if you try to jab him, he'll do that. And then if it counter hits, right, he's +4. And then he has a frame trap from crouch that he can kill you with. So if he lands this low, you have to decide whether you want to take your turn because it's -1, right? But he could also do a move that avoids your jab, so you're more likely to want to use a mid to hit him out of it. And because you don't know whether he's going to counter your jab from this low, he just walks up to you and just hits you with a stronger low, right? So that's how lows, or he could just back up, right? He's trying to get info out of you because it's how lows allow you to get information out of your opponent because they have to go out of their way to deal with them. And because of that, you can find options to deal with their responses right after. Like, there's so many ways you could counter the jab. You could even, if you really wanted to. There's so many ways. You could wait for it. Like, it's just the smallest thing that allows you to. Like, I only showed you 2 of his lows. Down 4, and then down back 3. Look, he's not a... You're afraid of wanting to go into Bryan after he does lows because he'll punch you in the face. Right? And then when he punches... Look at his key chart is literally him doing this. Come on. And he can dance. He's like, yeah, come hit me, bro. So he can punch you in the face. He's doing a bunch of lows, but you're not going to want to come at him and punch him in the face unless he's dealing damage to you. He's like, come on, bro. Come hit me, right? So some characters will have lows that push their... It's just their lows are what they're built upon. Like, it's and then you have their mids with their win cons in them, right? Requiem, excuse me. Quarter circle forward 1+2. That's pretty good too, right? Just a safe mid. He even has, look, he's even got a heat engager in his back 4. And then sometimes they're whole ass launchers. And the reason why you want to also hit Bryan is because, like, he'll do an unblockable on you if you just stand still. But that's a different video. That's not what this is about. This is about using your lows. And then, like, look, remember how I told you don't want to get the counter hit, right? Counter hits are scary, right? The thing we're trying to do is land counter hits. Well, Bryan has a counter hit on his mid, and he has a counter hit property on the low too, right? Like, really good counter hit property. So you're really scared of pressing something while he's in, right? You're looking for your moment. Maybe you'll tap him with a 4 like this. I'm tapping him in neutral, right, with the low, and then you'll just rip a back 1, right? Now I'm in your face plus. Look, he doesn't need a jab anymore, right? Maybe now I'm in your face plus, right? I down 4. Bro is not blocking. Stand block. Right, now I'm plus in your face. Now you gotta decide if you really want to jab me. And then I don't even have to take the +4. That's not where I'm... Do another low. Like, just, I'm serious. It's like this. Look, I'll show you another character. All right, look, Kazuya Mishima. Okay, look. I'll have a low. Down back 4. Okay, it's +4. It's just so simple. And then I have a hell sweep, okay? It's a higher reward low that puts someone on the ground. And then my mids are this. Right, this is it's a normal hit launching mid. Look. Okay, right? And then here's what you do with the low. You literally do the low, and because it's +4 and I have a homing counter hit property mid after it, that ends the game. If I get it, like, you're in the fruity loop after it, right? You don't press after down back 4, right? And then I also have a mid that's literally almost the same speed. It's 19 to 20. This is like 19 to 20, and this is 20. It's +4. The low is +4. The mid is +4. So it's the same situation, right? So because you don't want to die after getting hit by this low, from this move right here, they block. And because they're blocking, right, you get to mix them up on any timing you want. And then you have a mid, right, if you think they're going to duck your low. And it puts them on the ground. Now, they can't guess when you're going to go low or mid all day, so they hit you back. If you think someone's going to hit you back on that timing, you have an electric. That's the point of it, right? And to make people think, okay, well, if he's just going to take down back fours all day, I'll hell sweep him instead. And they're like, oh my God, I'm getting mitts. I should hit him back, right? I think I'm going to come in and do a low, right? They think they're going to come in and do a low. And then you hit them with an electric. But you're not going to get them scared of things, and you're not going to find consistency unless you do lows. Remember how we talked about getting them to the wall? You're not going to get someone to the wall unless you get a launch or you do like a bunch of running threes. But we're not all playing Azucena, right? Even then, it's going to get countered. Or Dragunov, right? That's why they're easier characters, because they whatever they're meant to do is just OP. You can't get someone to the wall without getting a launch. And you can't get a launch without getting a counter hit like this. And you're not going to get a counter hit unless you start mixing them up. And you're not going to be able to mix them up unless you do lows. You're not. Because there's no reason for him to be scared enough to get hit by this. The reason why players are able to get consistency in first to two is because they learn about their opponent fast. They learn about them fast. And to learn about someone fast, you have to do... I just don't... You have to kill them. And to kill them, you do low, like they're stand guarding. If they're really going to block low on a different timing, do the low later. I'll make a video on how to change your timing if you guys really want to. Like, shit. But, like, we got to do something about... I'll even show you an example. Look, watch. All right, look. I pull up to a Tekken God Supreme League player. Shout out to Porky. I don't know who this is.
This battle is about to explode. Fight.
All right. I'm literally fighting against a Tekken God Supreme League player in ranked match. Okay? Let me show you what happens. Okay? I'm being so dead ass. People die when they're killed. It's so real. Look. So he starts off. Pay attention now. This might be a little confusing. He starts off doing a low. Okay, not too bad. But then he does a string. Okay? Whatever. I'm going to get him to stand still. And I'm immediately going to kill him with my highest reward low. Get him to stand still. Okay, whatever. I thought he was going to tweak. But I'm mixing him. This is a plus 17 on block high. I'm giving him respect. I think he's going to deal with the slide immediately, okay? I'm still learning about him. He's not ducking. He didn't duck again. He mashed at plus 17. I'm like, okay, well, I got to kill him. I mash. Get out of here. And I go low. I literally go low. I'm not wasting any time. I'm going low. I'm not going to waste any more time. Mix him up. Go low again. Because he mashed there. Look, go low. Is he dead? And I go mid because I think he's going to duck the low. Literally, the better you get, the more feints you do. Right? I assume he's going to be at that level. But I'm like, nope, I'm going to go low again. Look, next round. I'm reviewing my own replay. I low parry the low. He told me he was going to go low. Now I'm going low. I learned enough about him. I did the same thing because it hit. Next round. Literally, he died. I'm going to do it again. All right, I thought he was going to stop me from killing him. I block his low. This is his mistake. Because he never tries to go low on me ever again after this. Spoiler. Let's skip the cutscene. All right, I tried to mix him up because I've been going low. Now I'm still going low again. I went low again. I went low again. I went low again because he's just letting me go low. You see, and I went low again. I went low again. I went low again. You saw how I learned about him? And once I got him to stand still, my first action wasn't really a low, right? Maybe, but that's just because I needed him to get to stand still, right? But my first action was still a plus 17 on block high that gets him to stand still. So I can do a low, right? I didn't want to just straight up give up everything. Look, We don't even gotta watch the full thing. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could lose here. You want to be very careful versus Lee because he could press a button on his controller and like you just instantly die. So that's why I'm being a little careful. I duck again because I think he's done an autopilot. I jab, I get him to stand still, and I immediately try to kill him. Did you see that? I get him to stand still, and I immediately try to kill him. The rules of a fighting game: get them to stand still, then mix them up. That's it. You get them to stand still, then you mix them up. I'm getting him to stand still and then mix it. I'm not wasting any time. And I try. Remember those things I was trying to kill him from? The mix up isn't the scary part. I've hit him with so many lows. I think surely he's going to duck. He's still not ducking. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's gonna mash. That's more consistent, right? Because the mix up does more damage. All right, I punished him. Low. Low. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing while running 3-4. It does a lot of damage. He doesn't even have to go low. Now, right here, here's the thing we play to stop us from dying. It's neutral. I want to get close enough to kill him, but he's not letting me. So I'm waiting for him to whiff so I can go in and do more lows. Landon, why are you explaining how you play? There's competitors trying to beat you. What are they gonna do, bro? Duck? Okay. I'll do a mid. You're not, it's the game. It's the game. I don't, low, I'll learn about him. Is he gonna duck? Well, if someone knows this, like, haha, I know you like to do lows. I'm like, okay, are you sure? Like, it's literally the other, it's 50-50. He's literally just letting me, he's TGS. He's not blocking his own mix-up. He had the slide too. We're both slide characters. He could slide on me. But his mistake was, what he should have done is just tried to do a low at a later timing like I did. He just only did one low. Like he ducked there, right? I'm trying to see if he's gonna duck. Is he really just gonna let me do lows? I did a low. Oh, now he's going low. Okay, well, I don't know what the fuck that low's gonna do, so I'm gonna go low again. Oh, I'm checking him. I'm trying to get him to stand still so I can go low some more. Now he's whiffing. I missed the whiff punish. He's just doing a bunch of shit that kills me for trying to kill him for going low, right? Look, 4-3 would have counter hit me, right? He's doing the opposite, and this is everyone's issue. Everyone's trying to kill the other person for trying to kill them, instead of killing them and killing them some more for trying to stop them from killing them. That was a very loaded statement, but all I'm saying is everyone's not killing each other for some reason. They're trying their hardest to not kill each other. A bunch of fucking mids. I don't care. My 4-3. See, his 4-3 doesn't hit. His 4-3 doesn't hit, right? Because it's based on nothing. I know he's playing out of frame. Doing a bunch of mids I don't care about.
This is gonna be a match to remember.
Look, we're not even gonna watch the whole thing. All right, to sum it all up, everyone's main issue is they're not doing lows. Lows are the core part of what defines how your character is supposed to play. I'm not telling you how to play the game. All I'm telling you is maybe you should experiment with the things that do damage to a stand-guarded opponent. That's all, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. And I want to help people, but there's so many replays that people give me, and I want to help them, but their main issue is, okay, well, to learn about this guy, you got to do lows, but no one's doing any lows. That's how we get consistency with the game, right? And that's how we get people to the wall. But you're not going to get people to the wall unless you get a launch or you push them to the wall. And you're not going to get a launch unless you get a counter hit with one of these. And you're not going to get a counter hit unless you start mixing them up, right? And in order to mix someone up, you have to do lows. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how any way else to put it, bruh. I want to help y'all, and I want to, you know, show you how to beat the things. Like, what do I do versus Kazuya down? Like, that's fine. Like, what do you do when they start doing this? What do you do if they start blocking my lows? I'm fine with answering all these questions. It's just we need to start doing lows first so we can start beating each other up. That's all. Thank you for watching.